after Canelo, obviously, didn't materialize, was the next one Tank?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was on the 1 yard line as well, but he has to rematch, Lamont Roach. He wants to get that back. And then we'll be back in discussions with Mr. Gervonta. But man, this is the nature of boxing. You have massive fights on the 1 yard line and things just fall through.
As you're watching it, like he was a gigantic favorite, and this is on the heels of the Canelo thing. Are you like, what the fuck is going on here?
I don't know though, because I never really thought Tank was that good. It would just take the right fighter to pick him apart, to be honest. Someone who had high activity and wasn't afraid of his power. So I always saw so many holes in his game. So to me, it wasn't that surprising that someone finally gave him some good work.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195.
Oh, wow. So he would go all the way from 40 to 95?
Yeah, I mean, it would be an exhibition.
Okay. And so what does that mean? Is that 3-minute rounds?
Yeah, 10 3-minute rounds.
And when you say exhibition, like, what are the restrictions on that?
No restrictions, just the fact that like we couldn't actually get it professionally sanctioned.
Okay. Is that still of interest to you? Like if he wins the rematch and you beat Julio, is that of great interest to you later this year?
For sure.
Oh, Lord. I'm sorry. I'm just in a silly, goofy mood.
Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul is actually happening. And no, this ain't clickbait. This is real life. After months of trolling, Twitter, beef, and straight-up clown energy, Jake Paul just got what he's been begging for, a shot at one of the baddest dudes in the sport.
Jake Paul and Tank get into a heated altercation in the street. Things escalated quickly with Paul throwing hands. Who you got if they step in the ring?
But of course, it couldn't just be a regular fight. No, the rules for this one? Straight up bizarre. We're talking weight class violations, exhibition chaos, and knockout clauses with zero restrictions.
I gotta ask you, how real or what was to it with you and Tank actually being a thing? Was that something that was talked about?
Yeah, no, it was highly talked about and in negotiations and almost ready to make happen, but he has to do his rematch with Lamont and get that W, and then we'll be able to run it back. But me and Gervonta were scheduled to fight for sure.
And Tank? His reaction to it all just sent the boxing world into a frenzy. Let's break it all down. This fight didn't come out of nowhere. It started right after Jake Paul beat Mike Tyson. Yeah, a 28-year-old YouTuber fought and beat a 59-year-old legend on Netflix. Tank saw that and lost it. He hopped on IG Live, basically calling Jake a fraud. He said Jake, fighting a grandpa for clout, was disrespectful to boxing.
Called Jake Paul a clown following the Tyson fight. Tell us, exactly why. Expound on that.
Because why would he even want to fight him? And who told Mike Tyson to fight anyway?
Do you think that it might have tarnished Mike's legacy in a way?
Yeah, they did. They definitely did.
Thank you.
Jake didn't stay quiet. He clapped back instantly, saying Tank was just mad that a YouTuber's doing bigger numbers than him. From that point on, the beef became personal.
Mike Tyson used to always say stuff like, "Not greatness isn't always goodness." Is that kind of where you're at a little bit? That you're chasing the goodness, essentially, and that's your essential greatness of all of this when you talk about retirement and stuff like that?
Is I'm chasing greatness?
Well, no, you're chasing the goodness.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Over this
goodness.
greatness
yeah,
that people speak
for
of.
sure, yeah. Yeah, that's another person that I seen, like
he was chasing something, and once he got it, he was like, what the, like, you know? That didn't really mean nothing. You know, his kids was older and things like that. Like, he mainly needed the money, you know? So I feel as though, like, that's what people was, like, behind him and telling him, like, to become a champion, you gotta become undisputed and things like that. But once he got it, he like, basically like, what the hell? And that's, you can see with Floyd too. Floyd really was like that too. He really like, although he like continued like to got belts and shit like that. But I mean, pardon me, but he was on the most important get money type of belt.
Shots were fired, interviews got heated, and even Eddie Hearn slipped up in an interview and confirmed what we already suspected. Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis is going down this November.
Not a terrible fight. You know, we know that Gervonta's going to fight Jake Paul in November, and then we'll see what happens if there's an AJ.
Jake Paul revealed the rules for this fight, and let's just say they sound like something cooked up in a Discord server at 3 a.m. First off, the weight. Jake says that he's going to fight at 195 pounds. 195.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195. It would be an exhibition.
Okay, so it was going to be an exhibition, not sanctioned, but no restrictions. You can knock each other out and shit like that. It was going to be at a catch weight of 195 pounds, 10 rounds, 3 minutes. I've been trying to figure this out. Why was I a Tank hater for wanting to see Tank go up 5 pounds to get some smoke? With like Teofimo Lopez or something. I just wanted to see him go up 5 pounds and fight Teofimo Lopez. And all of you were saying, you want Tank hurt, Showbiz. You a hater. You want him hurt. Then I'm convinced, okay, he's too small, but he can fight Jake at 195?
Whereas Tank fights at 135, that's 6 weight classes up. That's like sending a lion to fight a hippo and calling it fair. Tank's never even touched 140 successfully, and now you're telling me he's going to fight a guy walking around at heavyweight?
Tank was looking past Roach, and he wanted that Jake Paul fight, which I think Jake Paul would have beaten. Jake is way too big. Tank is 5'5", 135, soaking wet. Y'all think Tank is too small for 140. He ain't beating no heavyweight. I'm not joking. I don't think he would have hurt Jake. He would have to jump up to reach, but I don't think he would have hurt him. I tell you this, it would have gone the distance, and people would have been laughing their asses off, and it wouldn't have been good for Tank's brand. I tell you that. That fight would have went the distance. Soon as 5'5" Tank is looking at a 6'2", 6'3" Jake Paul, y'all would have been like, wait a second. And Jake Paul be on spread out paws with that arm out and stepping back. And bro, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. But that's a cat. Fine. We'll never get to fight anyway, so we'll never know.
And it doesn't stop there. It's an exhibition, but with no restrictions, no headgear, no judges, no scoring, but full power, full knockouts allowed. Basically, an exhibition where you can legally end someone's night.
Yeah, no, we're working on it behind the scenes to make that happen, and obviously that's a fight where the fans are going to win, and it's going to be the biggest event of the year.
What weight would you fight him at?
We're working on it, but it'd be an exhibition most likely.
How'd he react to all this? Reportedly, Tank laughed when he first heard Jake wanted to fight him at 195. He straight up told his team, "If this boy thinks he's fighting me with 60 pounds on me, he's out of his mind."
Do you think that it's fair to call them boxers now? We're talking about Logan Brothers.
I think it's okay to call Jake Paul a boxer. The only reason why I say that is because he do be in the gym. He's working on stuff. The fight that he fought Mike Tyson, I don't think he should have fought Mike Tyson because of who Mike Tyson is and the age. And he said that he didn't try to knock him out. Yes, you did. You just couldn't get the knockout. Like, he tried to knock him out for sure.
But then, Tank did something nobody expected. He said yes on one savage condition. Winner takes all. No split purse. No guaranteed checks. If Tank wins, he takes Jake's entire bag. If Jake somehow wins, he walks away with every dollar.
Gervonta Davis just posted that he would beat the brakes off of you if you guys fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be down. Let's run it. Like, I'll be super, super down. I don't know if
Gervonta needs Jake Paul. Let's be clear, right?
Is there a height limit in boxing?
That's how confident Tank is. He ain't fighting for legacy. He's not interested in the clout. He just wants to humiliate Jake and cash out in the most disrespectful way possible.
How about Jake? What do you think of Jake?
Clown.
Yeah.
He's a clown.
Who you got in the Tyson Fury Jake Paul fight? Or do you even care?
Tommy.
Or Tommy Fury, excuse me. Tyson would be the same result.
Tyson, I think, because he's...
Can Tommy Fury even fight, though? Like, really?
He looks fucking huge, by the way. Tommy's jacked.
I don't know. But I know that Jake can't fight.
Can't fight, is what you're saying.
He can't fight, so...
Would you look at it as a joke if someone, if your team was like, yo, we want you to fight Jake Paul? Would you be like, come on, man?
I'd laugh at him. Like, you want me to fight him?
He wants to show the world that these influencer boxers don't belong in the same conversation as real fighters. And if he's got to bet it all to prove it, he will.
Yo, what it do, man? We need you. Nah, don't be talking about no height limit. We need Gervonta to come in there and tank you out. Tank, you called him out. We done seen you call out people before and you ain't do the fight. We need you to do this fight, bro. Mike Tyson was your favorite fighter, and Mike Tyson said you his favorite fighter. You gotta be the one to back him up, man. Shout out to all the white boys, but fuck you, white boy. You really went in there and fought a senior citizen. This shit fucked up, bro. How this thing played out, I know Mike Tyson needed that money.
Let's keep it real. This fight makes absolutely zero sense for Tank career-wise.
This might be the worst thing that ever happened in the history of humanity. Jake Paul is set to fight Gervonta Tank Davis in November. This is ridiculous. First of all, Tank, I know you're known for not taking the hardest fights, but you at least fight actual boxers. What are you doing? You know, besides getting that bag. Second, Jake, why are you doing this? You're a bad person. Let's ignore the fact that I have personally watched this man rob a P.F. Chang's. Let's talk about his refusal to fight real boxers. He gets criticized for refusing to fight real boxers, so he fights Mike Tyson, a 60-year-old boxer. He gets criticized for fighting a 60-year-old boxer, so he fights a current championship boxer who is literally 100 pounds lighter than him. Tank Davis is a lightweight, 135 pounds. Jake Paul is a cruiserweight, 235 pounds. You're never beating this fraud allegation, Jake, so why are you doing this? What do you guys think of this fight? And don't tell me anything good. Say it in the comments, though.
Let's say he wins the rematch against Lamont Roach in August. Let's say he dominates, shuts all the doubters up, becomes invincible Tank again. You'd expect him to call out Shakur Stevenson, or maybe even Devin Haney again, right? Nope. Instead, he's chasing a Netflix fight with a YouTuber.
Who were you going to call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here. He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room.
Jake Paul?
Next question.
How does that make any sense? Now let's flip it. Let's say Tank loses to Roach. That's back-to-back L's against a fighter who already almost beat him in the first match if that knockdown had been counted. If Tank loses that rematch, the Jake Paul fight loses all value. Like, who's going to watch a dude who just lost to Lamont Roach fight Jake Paul?
Didn't say you got your eye on Tank. What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fight?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. He called cap on it. So if you gonna call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove.
It'll look like a desperation move, like a cash out, like a guy who doesn't want to fight real boxers anymore.
What do you think of former athletes and celebrities like Jake Paul taking up boxing? You think that grows the sport?
If he's doing it for the right reason, actually want to do it because of just like actually want to box, it's cool. But if he's doing it for like the wrong reason, just to get the hype and stuff like that, I feel as though it's trash. Sometimes people get bored at what they want, what they doing, and they want to try other stuff. Got to be mentally tough to be able to box. So that's why I don't take that away from some fighters or some people that want to jump into the sport. So just show how tough you are. That's how it should be.
For sure. That's all I got. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
And honestly, that's what a lot of people are already saying. Look at the signs. Tank's been talking retirement. He said boxing is boring.
Why are you retiring?
With trash.
What changed? What made this shit trash, garbage?
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Gervonta, something should have happened during this time, because when I saw you at the Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were like talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment. and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done through boxing since you were a kid and everything? Where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford and or Leonard Edelby usually they're around to?
You think you might be gaining love for it though? You never know. Like like you said, you got to spark today.
And he's been caught smoking during camp. Yep, the same camp for Lamont Roach fight. Not surprised why Tank almost lost.
It's been to the streets. I know you ain't focused. Tighten up.
That's why I got everybody out of there. That's why I got everybody out of there. Can they see my page again?
Better tighten up.
Can they see my page now?
He literally cut ties with Calvin Ford, the one coach who had his back since day one. Everything Tank's doing right now screams, I'm over this sport. So if you're wondering why he's taking this Jake Paul fight, it's simple, money. Tank's not chasing belts anymore. He's chasing millions. And Jake Paul, for all the trash talk, brings in views, clicks, hype, and most importantly, paychecks.
Is it true that you made $170 million from this fight?
I made a lot of money, the most money I've made ever.
60 million households, Jake.
250 million people.
Bro, that is so
It's all downhill
crazy.
from here.
No, for sure.
I peaked.
Jake's last fight with Tyson broke streaming records thanks to Netflix. If he gets Netflix on board again for Tank, we're talking $50 in plus event, easy. That's more than Tank would make fighting Shakur and Haney combined.
You give them a good show, and you make your money. Like Jake Paul, made $40 million off of that. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson made $20 million off of the fight. It was played in the AT&T Stadium. We don't even know how much those guys got. How much did Netflix make? You know what I'm saying? How much did everybody involved made? Since Jake Paul made 40 million, Mike made 20 million. You know what I'm saying? So yes, it was all like an exhibition type show, and it was just for, each other to get some money. Mike got his money, Jake Paul got his money, and, by unanimous decision, Jake Paul won because, of course, he was a younger guy.
Let's not act shocked. Tank is literally just following Floyd Mayweather's blueprint. Floyd fought Logan Paul Jake's brother in an exhibition that made millions.
Wasn't, by the way, I got fucking gypped, but at the time,
what did he make from it?
I had 15% of that fight, so he had 85%. Yeah. He had 85%.
85 mil, basically.
No, if I made five, whatever the math of that. Yeah, he made.
Logan, if I get in the ring, you think I can make some money?
I don't think you should do that.
No.
I saw you do some.
Then he fought Deji, a YouTuber who had never boxed professionally. Floyd turned boxing into business.
It's crazy that everybody keep asking me, why you not coming back to fight? Why you not coming back to fight? So I look at the fight game. I said, okay. I said, fighters fighting, they make 3 million, 4 million, 6 million, 7 million. Some may make 10 or 20 million. But I'm doing exhibitions, and I'm making 20, 25 million, 100 million for exhibitions. So why would I come back and fight and get a guaranteed 35 million when I'm doing exhibitions and getting 100 million?
And guess who learned from him? Tank grew up under Mayweather Promotions. Floyd built him into a star. So why would Tank do anything different?
Tank Davis, he was a young kid, came up to me when he was a kid, wanted an autograph. I signed his phone for him and told him, you'll be world champion someday, and I'll be your promoter. Years later, he was working with some people from our team because our team is huge. We got guys in D.C., Baltimore, Philly, New York, all around. He won a few fights. I think he was like 8 or 9-0. I told him, in under 24 months, you'll be world champion. Made the right moves, put him in the right position. He's a multi-millionaire now. Absolutely. He was a kid that couldn't even buy a bus ticket. Now he's a multi-millionaire.
Of course, he's going to chase the bag instead of the belt. That's what Floyd did. That's what Jake's doing. And now, it looks like Tank's joining the circus.
They upset. See, they upset because I'm able to milk the game. I'm smart, kept all my faculties, made a lot of smart investments. So, when great people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, the Waltons, the people that own Walmart, Walgreens, when they're getting money in their 50s, their 60s, their 70s, 80s, and even 90s, it's okay. A young kid like myself from the inner city, from the ghetto, I worked my way to the top. I was able to leave boxing on my own terms
and keep all my faculties, kept a lot of my money. So they're upset that I'm able to go out there and continue to make 40 and 50 and 60 million outside the ring. You can't get mad. Yo, listen, this is what God wanted.
But let's not get it twisted. The matchup itself is still wild. You've got Jake Paul, 6'1", 200 pounds, power in both hands. Not elite, but he can punch. Ask Tyron Woodley. And then you've got Tank, 5'5", 135 pounds, pure power, pure killer instinct. A puncher's puncher. But he's never fought someone this big.
Tank Davis. Bad dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. You know, back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover boxer. George was a puncher. Ernest Shavers was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in. Yeah, he fights to the level of competition. Yes, he was doing that a lot. And he got to be careful of that. 2 fights ago, he was really doing that. You feel me? So you got to be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So that's the only thing I think you got to be careful of. Other than that, Tank is a really good fighter.
Ever. This fight ain't about who's the better boxer. It's about, can Tank survive the size difference? And can Jake land clean before Tank gets inside and shuts his lights out?
When you fight Gervonta, I feel like that's when you know people are really nice.
No, it's not. Gervonta's, bro, size matters. Unfortunately, I don't give a fuck how good you are. Like,
Okay.
I learned it when I fought Floyd. Like,
Right.
bro, size matters. Like, I would kill Gervonta. He's.
Oh damn.
I'm sorry.
Well, there we go.
I'm sorry, Gervonta. You're a great fighter. But like, bro, stay in your lane and weight class.
It's literally a real-life David versus Goliath with millions on the line. Let's be real for a second. Jake Paul is not just some random YouTuber swinging wildly anymore. Like him or not, the dude's got a legit resume now. He's fought former UFC champs like Tyron Woodley and Anderson Silva, both of whom are combat sports legends. He even went the distance with Tommy Fury, an actual boxer from the Fury bloodline, and followed that up by dominating Mike freaking Tyson in his most recent fight. Yeah, Tyson was 58, but power is the last thing to go, and Jake walked through it. Now, is he more skilled than Tank? Hell no.
Skill for skill, none of these guys can mess with me. Like, nobody. I feel like my skills is way better than, like, Floyd. Like, if I'm on my game. I take that back. Probably hand in hand. But skill-wise, nobody on TV that's fighting right now have more skills than me. Nobody.
But can he be dangerous with that size, reach, and power advantage? Absolutely. One mistake from Tank, and Jake could change the whole narrative with a single punch. Because whether you like Jake Paul or not, you're going to watch. You're going to tune in. You want to see if he gets humbled or if he shocks the world again.
Who is the face of boxing right now?
I would say, it's like Gervonta, Canelo. I would say, like, Canelo is probably still the face, Gervonta is the tits, and I'm the ass.
And Tank knows that. He knows people love seeing influencers get smacked up. But deep down, there's risk. If Jake knocks Tank down even just once, it's over for Tank's legacy.
More for what Nikisha said, that he believes Tank needs Jake. Now, when we consider that, he ain't lying. Tank doesn't have another $40 million fight. I don't even think he has another $20 million fight. Who? Devin was offering him 20. He didn't take it. Devin went through what he went through. That's off the table. We got to exclude Ryan. We know he can do it with Ryan. He ain't getting $20 million plus. Certainly not 40 for Lamont.
What about Tio?
No. Yo, listen, Canelo's
Well,
getting...
not 40, not 40,
Exactly,
not $40 million.
exactly. And that's what I'm saying. When we say Tank needs him, it's because Tank made $40 million with Ryan. Who else can you get up there with? It ain't Tio. Who else? Are people even going to buy the rematch, seeing what you did the first time? I won't lie. Statistically, rematches do better. But this wasn't a competitive rematch. This was a dude that blew somebody out.
So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.